Hello everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the Empire Total War 2 mod and this Polish-Lithuanian campaign. So far, my conquest has gone pretty well. So I wanted to sweep down here, which I have. Now, unfortunately, we've been kind of stuck in this area for quite a while just to hold it down. I've been chasing down a lot of different rebellious groups that have risen, but now I am somewhat able to move on. We still have some troops that are forced to be forced to be garrisoned here. Same with troops that are forced to be garrisoned in these two areas. But I do have an army on the way, so the new army right here. The difference is with this army right now is that I've gone ahead and transferred. So before we had these three as membership regiments, I've now gone ahead and transferred them to other regiments, namely the Gentleman Guard Irregulars. Now they have the same kind of range as the other units. They don't really have the accuracy as these. They have about 10 points less, but they do have the range, so they will be able to, they don't have to step forwards into the line to be able to engage the enemy. Hopefully, I will be getting the line infantry that I want to use, as we got 3 universities, and the one in Krakow is currently working on military syllabus, which, as we open up here, opens up a whole host of infantry. So I'm hoping to switch these 3 regiments out. So it's Tunai, Hios, and Jipilu that would be turned to Gentleman Guard. I could possibly actually recruit the, the guards, the elite infantry, and actually replace them. But up until now, I haven't really had the money to spend on recruiting these, as it would cost me 4,500 to recruit just to these 3 units. And I would want 4, because I kind of have my sort of infantry brigades with a minimum sort of 4 units at least. Preferably 5, I think I want to bring it up to, as we've got the access to these bigger armies, like the Hungarian ones. And also a reason why I didn't just take Jipilu and Hios in these and transfer them to, say, the Hungarians or the Dylan regiment is because that unless a member asks for it, I think we're gonna keep the members for like nation-specific units. I'm not gonna have them as, they're not gonna go rank up and then suddenly become a mercenary units from God knows where, Cuba or whatever. Like, they're gonna stay nationally Polish units. So we're not gonna as they rank up then from the early musketeers and then suddenly switch nationality for a while and then turn back. So we'll try to keep them within that. Also here, Potocki, still alive. He's 89 years old at this point. I believe he got... No, he wasn't the one who got a good drinker. I thought maybe that's why he survived. He's drinking something. Anyway, so this army is on the move and it's ready to march up towards Klausenberg. At the same time, the army that pushed out the Swedes have now arrived and set up in the wooden fortress here, in the middle of the Galician region. I'm thinking, though, rather than trying to go through the pass and go after the Ottomans that way, if the Ottomans try to go through here, then we'll certainly go after them. But I'm thinking that this force will actually head down and attack Moldova. And so we'll retake that. We took it very early on, but then left it mostly just to block the Ottomans, as I recall. In other news, this army is the one that will be attacking. Nothing much. I haven't really taken a look that much at diplomacy. I know that I think we already talked about the Dutch moving forward and there's kind of a war there. In terms of relationship, Most of the nations that we border, we are friendly with. The only really one that we're really hateful right now is the Ottomans. No surprise there, as we're cutting into a lot of their European territory. And then the Swedes, although they, after they've been pushed out of Livonia for a second time, they've not come back. But they'll probably will, eventually. Let's go ahead and see. Do I have signed any alliances that need to be talked about? No, not really. The Bavarian one, I think, was a mistake. I can't remember when I did that. Obviously, the Ukrainians, we did that a long time ago, and the Russians, and the Danish. So, the original alliance, except for Saxony. But otherwise, the original alliance against Sweden. We are at war with the pirates, Sweden, and the Ottoman Empire. And trade partner. I've been able to rack up the trading partners. Like, I think we've got almost everyone. There's a lot, though, that don't really want to keep the trade. So, a lot of them are breaking the trade. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to set up with a lot of these. It's a bit much when I say we've set up trade with everyone, and you can clearly see that there's at least 4 that I don't have trade with. But given the fact that there's like, what, 20 or so nation on this list that I have trade with, that's still pretty good. Going back to technology, I'm hoping, as I said, military syllabus will open up like line infantry, the proper line infantry, where I want something to have similar accuracy to the previous line infantry that they are replacing, and also that they have the range, so not just 100 but 120 in range. Currently I've organized the colleges, sent out the gentlemen researchers to the different ones, and the one here in Budweis, right here next to just below Prague, that one has been set up to be the let's see, the industry technologies. So this guys get 1 research and he get 1+ to industry, and this guy is a factory master, so 2+ to industry from Budweis. And then Krakow, we've got the main intelligent guy. He's a rustic gentleman, which gives industry onto general military when it's damn fine duelist. Dusty librarian, give 2+ research to everything. Then he has a carpeting loon, which unfortunately neutralizes the 1 point he has for archer general, but he gains 1 point for enlightenment. So we get enlightenment in industry. A little bit extra, but given the fact that he does the librarian, give 2+ research, this is sort of an overall, we can do anything out of this one. And up here, this guy is just duelist. He has no other traits, but he does give some points to research overall, even though he doesn't have any outstanding qualities. And with that said, I think we'll start the work up to conquest. In terms of the economy, I've obviously tried to improve as much as possible all of the territories we've taken, and I'm working steadily on changing the culture everywhere. We're building these religious schools everywhere to try and change it. Not super successful down here as of yet, although the fact that we've got 11% of West Slavic, or like basic Polish, in Croatia is pretty good, and we got 30% in Hungary, and so on. So it is increasing, and we've got it to the point where now Lithuania is they don't even have well, there's a little bit cultural unrest. I thought it was basically none, but there's only 4 points of unhappiness there. Like, we've turned them around so much to become Polish culture. And the Belarusians, they're even more off. They didn't even have their own group. They don't have their own nation either. In this, 26% Tatars instead. It's kind of odd because the Tatars are nowhere else. I guess the Tatars made it then from here, but they've like. Is there anyone here? No. Hungarians. Quite a few Hungarians in Moldova. Anyways, enough of that. We're not here to look at that kind of statistics. But anyways, we've been improving a lot. As of yet, in terms of what's it called? The economy or trade at sea. I have not been tried even to build a navy, but I'm thinking possibly because we got quite a bit of surplus at this point, 8,000. We could increase that by building a navy, although I am very late into the naval trade game, so I don't think there's any trade nodes that are open for us. But we could try. Oh, here is actually a few. Although we'll have to fight the Ottoman Empire and their navy. But along the coast here. I wonder what we trade here though. Hopefully not slaves. East Indies would be the best one. Can I land and take this? This would be rather nice. United Provinces hold that. Maybe I can trade for it. But getting this, I think this is the higher. Yeah, spice is the best. So we would want to spice up our Polish food. But with that said, let's start doing some conquest. I'd rather fight this one directly on. Oh yes! In terms of upgrading artillery, there's been some questions about upgrading artillery. I did, in fact. So I have recruited some artillery. The thing though is currently I have access, most of my cannons are fixed garrison artillery. Which, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. All of my cannons are fixed. Bringing them up to a 24 pounder with extra range would be good. The unfortunate thing is I haven't moved these. This is the movement range they have. Garrison artillery is forced garrison artillery. You cannot move them basically, which makes them sort of useless for anything but defense. So currently, the only artillery gun that I think I can actually move is the 4-inch mortar. Move with any sort of speed, that is. Since I figure all the ones that have garrison cannon, that's called garrison cannon, are the ones that basically cannot move. So we've got the 6-pounder gun, which, I mean, it's got 20 firepower. If you compare that with the carronade, it probably is not a good option, but the 12-pounder is 27, 40 for the 24. What are my old guns? What do they have? 40, so it's about half the strength, but then also reduced range. But when is the next artillery? The Great Arsenal. What do I need for that? Because then I think we'll actually get like proper artillery, guard artillery here. Garrison artillery, awful. I get mortars, or howitzers, should say. And then here, foot artillery. Gribenwald reform is what's needed for those guns. Which is where? There. Oh, this opens up tons of artillery. Not all for me. Scotland, Denmark, New Boston, New Spain, Independent Company, Mesopotamia. Right, we have to go quite a bit far to get actually good artillery, it seems. I'm hoping maybe there's some kind of doctrine here somewhere that might just open up for me some kind of good artillery. Limbers! That would be nice. Right, let's go ahead and strike here though. It's not super great battle, because, I mean, all the troops that take part in the battle is going to be reinforcements. The good thing is though, the 64-pounder heavy artillery, the fixed artillery, the carronades, basically. No, they're not actually carronades. My cannons at the same level are carronades for the Ottomans. They've got a whopping 1200 range plus a 61 accuracy. Let's quickly get through this so we can make our way up to Klausenberg and cut out the Ottomans. So onwards we go to the battlefield. As I suspected, this isn't gonna be much of a battle, since the enemy army, the main force, is a reinforcing force, and so they will come at us like this piecemeal. The cavalry has already been slaughtered. They didn't even get close to the firing line. Most of these cavalry units were shot down by our artillery. And I am, it seems, shooting down quite a few of my own with my artillery. Let's go ahead and aim for units further back. But it looks like now we're actually got units ready to tangle with each other. Kurdish hillmen are coming down the hill, moving directly into the face of the Dillon Regiment. And both of these units are forced away. Arabian nomads moving in, trying to do a flank. Unfortunately for them, I've got all my light cavalry situated off on this flank, ready to pounce down on them and get rid of them. We got a few units able to set up line. Here we actually got quite a nice looking Janissary unit. Oftentimes I find that the Janissary units, they don't really look that respectable. But here we got a Janissary unit that actually looks cool. I think a lot part of it is because the Janissaries that are in sort of the vanilla game look kind of trash, most of them. So, oh, the Janissaries are actually fighting against the Gentleman Guard. Now, they're gentlemen and they are guard, but their formations aren't that great, because they are actually sort of a rabble force. One guy there decided to fire. I don't know why the rest of the unit isn't firing. Let's order them forward. I think also, looking at the terrain here, the Lithuanian riflemen could probably gain some ground here to actually fire upon the enemy, and then we could have the grenadiers out there on the furthest right come in and take those out. Right, the light cavalry dealt with the... oh, they killed the Arabs to a man? God damn it. Every single one of them? Let's go back in line, shall we? A little bit concerned here because there's a lot of enemies focusing up here. And we do have, of course, quite a few in this region as well. But most of them up here. Although I don't think we should linger too much in this battle, as this battle will be a rather long one, and the enemy don't really have a chance, do they? They're coming down piecemeal, and unless these guys over here actually break through, which I don't think they will, good opportunity for Tunai to regain some experience, and actually the other two gentleman units as well. The thing is, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to switch out these Tunai, Jipilu, and what was the third one? Hios. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to switch these out for proper guard units. So they went from gentlemen to guards. Although I doubt this could be set as gentlemen work, as they are slaughtering the retreating troops. The Hungarians will be ordered to advance. Got a single unit over here. Oh, we're firing a lot of cannon this way. Could be a risk of us firing on our own. I'm thinking here that we'll go ahead and send in the light cavalry and sweep this away. And with that, I think I will declare a victory on this battlefield. Go after the Armenian archers. You head over there. The Hungarians get stuck in against the what the Tukushiv? God knows what that is. Oh crap. I halted them thinking, you know, best to shoot these guys. But then it's a bloody hand bombardier bastard. The first of the Hungarian units getting blown to bits by those hand mortars. I don't know why the Ottomans have so many of those. Turn down upon that one. Oh, and now the Hungarians also get charged by the light cavalry, and in turn lose a few more men as well. Few of my units are unhappy, but quite a lot of the enemies are as well. Didn't I order you to charge? Eos was ordered to charge this unit. Anyways, at this rate there is only 2 units holding out there, and I doubt they will be holding on for too long, as all my army is coming at them. So I will declare this a victory. Let's go ahead and see if we can't make ourselves take control of Klausenberg. I'm just slaughtering my own light cavalry here. Right, a victory. And here's the result of that battle. Quite stunning victory, but then again, I think it was written for us, since the enemy came at us piecemeal. I was even thinking about maybe not even showing it at all. We lost about 800 men, while the enemy lost basically their entire army. Out of 5,000 men, only 6,000 made it out. Highest killer is Gentleman Guard, in fact. I imagine that is the one that led the Gentleman Charge. Managed to get 511. Then followed by the Light Cavalry, then followed by yet another Gentleman Guard. I must have really been sleeping on the Gentleman Guard. The thing is, I had them from the beginning, but I thought that they were a sort of like the other 1600s units. That it was some sort of, and the fact that they were a irregular force. But clearly I was sleeping on them because they're really good. And even the third one managed to get quite a good score given the situation. So that was pretty good all around. Wonderful. And the way is now clear. I like that they didn't actually break down the school, and we are increasing our culture in the region at the same pace as them. It's only going to cost me, even though it was only like around 800 men that died, it's still going to cost me 3,412 to replenish this. We make it just to, I was about to say, we just make it to the border. We are intercepted, in fact. We are intercepted by the crappy force at the farm, and they're gonna be reinforced by, I think, the town? It must be the town. This is the same battle over again, with the same conditions. Depending on how the battlefield is, god damn it. Right, and here's another one then. The Ottomans have deployed their huge guns, and they've been ripping through the Lithuanian infantry brigade to the point where we have lost quite a few troops. Let's see if I can see. Here we can see the huge cannonballs rip through, killing loads of us. As the enemy has now lots and lots of cavalry up there, I've ordered my infantry to halt and take position. We are currently focusing artillery fire onto the cavalry. As you can see here, there's a lot of camels splattered on the ground. Looks like they're gonna hit the far end on the left here. We got impossible terrain here, and the Hungarian units are now spreading out all the way up there. I've got my light cavalry ready to sweep in on the side if that is necessary. I don't know for how much longer I can be able to fire, since I will probably, if I continue to fire, will probably shoot through this 4th Hungarian line infantry. And currently it's really only the Hungarian brigade that is getting attacked, so the rest of them will advance. We've got Dillon's, and there's the Lithuanian. We've got the guards, 3 of them, and then the grenadiers. We've got winged hussars out on the flank. I wonder if I dare fire anymore into this, because I'm probably hit my own, so I'm going to focus the artillery further out here instead. This unit is getting heavily attacked. I think that unit just shot up friendly unit in the back instead. Looks like these bastards are gonna try and flank or maybe go around this area, which could open them up to artillery fire, but instead what I decide to do is I send in my own cavalry from the flank to sideswipe these bastards and hopefully take them unaware and break them. Okay, so we are breaking here I'm gonna order the Hungarians to form square, and as soon as they do, the enemy evaporates. Right, continue to fire over, and maybe I should actually switch and actually try and break down the enemy's artillery as it's causing a lot of damage. With the enemy cavalry gone here, I think since the enemy is kind of heavily leaning on this side, we should take the Hungarian brigade and actually extend it further to head out that way. Dylan will follow, and so will the rest of the line, and then we'll see if we can bring these grenadiers to bear on the enemy as we move forward. As we're moving forward though, especially in this kind of line, it opens us up to cavalry attacks. Unfortunately for the Ottomans, they don't have that many cavalry left. Oh, we got a melee Janissary unit. I think that sounded like we got a really good hit with the artillery on some of their cavalry units. I could have halted the Lithuanians here, which I probably should have. I didn't think they were gonna run them through that bad. I'm gonna order them to form square. Cannons should focus on the guys that are standing back. Actually, I'll have to form 2 units here. 3 units even. Order the rest of Dylan's to run to position. And then the other 2 Lithuanians to move up to flank, and then we'll have the gentlemen continue forward here. The line held against that cavalry attack, but I lost way too many men. The reason why I'm holding back on using the square is because it's kind of a cheat. It feels kind of cheaty to use it when... Oh! One of the Dylan regiments broke as soon as I left square, which is not great. One thing to keep in mind, of course, even if we've got major opening here, right in the middle of the line. The thing though is the enemy has no cavalry to kind of exploit it, and not enough infantry in the area. And I've got plenty of my really good Lithuanians there. Oh, what the crap? How did you manage to get back there? I'll order the artillery to fire on that. See if the grenadiers can move up. The enemy once again is basically already lost. I'll move in the hussars and end them that way. They were... the rest of the Dylan brigade held. The Irish held. Great, this line decides to run for as long as possible within the... within sort of the fire range of the Lithuanians there. Let's get the gentlemen's up. It could be dangerous moving in that way against cannons, but I think I'm pretty darn soon ready to charge in and deal some serious damage to those boys with my hussars. Should be heading a little bit like that to come around. Right. The Lithuanians should be able to deal with these troops. And then the Dylan regiments coming in to support. Cannon fire, which is supposed to go for the camel rider, is actually bouncing through and hitting the units up here, which is really good. Oh, we've got enemy cavalry rushing forwards to stop us. Unfortunately for them, they're meeting bloody winged hussars. We'll have the grenadier brigade move up, hold the infantry that's moving forward here, while we're looking to defeat the rest of the Ottoman army, which is now focusing in that way. Let's go ahead and swing up the Hungarians, and also the lighter cavalry should be moving in. Let's have this, the 14th Regiment, rejoin the other 4 Dillon regiments. Crazy charge here. Hit the Janissaries. And someone hit those bloody guns. At this point, the artillery, there's a risk, was firing our own. Ooh, damn! How many did that take out? I want to. It took out like 60 or so. That cannon shot went straight up through there. That was so close that I missed seeing that, or even realizing that that happened. The cavalry is kind of unorganized and can't really pursue in a good way. It's better for us to pull back, reorganize, and the Grenadiers will take the position to hold. Right, we've surrounded these, and more or less all of them are forced into retreat. I think a lot of the kills probably achieved by the Lithuanians. They got good accuracy and really good range. Is there more cavalry coming out here? No, it seems like it's all infantry on this point. The light cavalry will take a little bit of a step back. We'll order the Hungarians to advance. We'll order Dillon to advance. The Lithuanians got good range, so they will hold, but the gentlemen will advance. So you can see the infantry brigades moving forward here as the Lithuanians continue to fire on this. Actually, right now, that fat grouping of infantry is a perfect target for artillery. I should actually bring in the light cavalry to sweep through, and that would probably break all of this. The Grenadiers readying themselves to start to fire here. These two need to be brought up a little bit as to face the rest of the enemy. In terms of my winged hussars, they're organized for a charge now, but I think to get a kind of an optimal result, they should be coming in from this angle. Okay, here comes the lights. I will order the artillery to hold fire as the lights go in. And ready to take out the infantry. We've got mass rout going through here. The Grenadiers hold their part. We might get the get a bigger rout going as can I organize the cavalry here? If we can just, as we continue to rout enemy troops here, can you hurry up and maybe stop these from retreating fully? With the Grenadiers shooting and the cavalry coming in, even more cavalry actually, Hungarians will turn, move forward. Like I can get a mass charge possibly going here just by routing these. You know what? Order the Grenadiers to charge. Order the Grenadiers to charge along the line. I think we have an opportunity of massive break among the enemy troops here. And then try to reorganize these troops. The Lithuanians turning up this way. Dillon's brigade coming through here. The Hungarians setting up. Looks like we got what I wanted here. Let's reorganize the Grenadiers and just have all the light cavalry kind of sweep through. Are there more troops coming through? There's more troops, but at this point the Ottomans have lost so many men. Where the crap did you come from? There's quite a high risk there. Oh, these bastards are still there. I completely forgot about you. Alright, we'll have 2 of the Dillons turn around. Okay, the light cavalry got their stuff done. I'll get them out of the way. And see if the firing lines can't start doing their work. Oh, it's the bloody hand mortars. Hungarians advance. And now the light cavalry is on the wrong side of the army. I'm probably quite tired at this point. Lots of Hungarians lost there. Are you dealing with those bloody camels? Oh, the hand mortars are retreating as the Hungarians move forward, which is good. I'll just leave 1 of the Dillon regiments, and then the other 3 will continue to advance. Let's have the gentlemen advance as well. Oh, they're setting up spikes. I don't like that. We'll order in the hussars. Most of the enemy is getting shot down over there. I don't want you to accidentally shoot one of our own. And unfortunately for the Ottomans, they were not able to deploy spikes in time. Loaded the entire Hungarian brigade to charge these bloody hand mortars. Ooh! Lucky for me, we contacted with them before they were able to fire, and the sheer amount of Hungarians overwhelmed the enemy. Sackbound Janissaries move forwards, but they are checked by the gentlemen. We're gonna get supported by the Dillon Brigade. Let's move through. Let's move through. What's going on here? And then the lights head over here, except the first one. The first light is going to go after what's left of that cannon. It's not my artillery firing, is it? If it is, then I'll order them to halt. Lithuanians move. Finally, camel riders are gone. And it looks as though I've got victory. Yes. Single unit remains. I will order all cavalry to go after them. And that way, we stand victorious. Ooh, one of my hussars lost a heavy amount of troops. It's bloody hand mortars. I note a high amount of dead hussars right here. Not entirely sure how they died. Actually, one thing that happened in a previous battle was that light cavalry was kind of stuck in among the lancers as the lancers conducted their charge, and tons of the light cavalry died. Something you have to watch out for, where the not just cavalry, but when the heavy cavalry makes their charges, or cavalry in general, they can take with them friendly infantry, and as we see with the heavy cavalry, can take friendly cavalry as well, lighter cavalry. But there we have it. We are victorious, and I would say more or less the way to Klausenberg is open, and I should be able to conquer it. Here's the result of that battle. We lost slightly more men. This time we lost 1,000 men out of our 7,000 men army. The enemy deployed also 7,000. However, they ended up losing 6,278 with only 1,100 men then remaining. In terms of the highest killers, it's the light cavalry followed by the winged hussars, and then we have one unit of guard grenadiers, which brings up quite a lot of kills. Lithuanian riflemen. I thought Lithuanian riflemen was going to be higher up on the list, but I mean they are pretty high up because they are killing troops that are resisting in a completely different way. The light cavalry mostly just sweeps in on troops that sweeps in and just removes the lighter troops. Oh, not lighter troops, the troops that are retreating. I was reading a message on my phone. Right. That basically opens up. Why did you... Okay, so they intercepted me. I went to the farm. I guess we followed them all the way to the farmland. Kind of unnecessary. I did not want to burn the tenant farms of these of the small village of Hunadora. If any viewers from that area, I'm sorry. That was not my intention to go after that. I wanted to take this region as much as possible intact. What is left is a shit army comprised of a spam of hand mortars. As you might have noticed, I am trying to lay low on my own bombardiers because they're so freaking good. Like, they absolutely murder anything they come up against. And I feel like that's... The AI is stupid enough without me, you know, unleashing a hailstorm of lead into the direction of the enemy. Anyways, we'll surely be able to take that, and then also I should be able to defeat the rebels in Moldova. So we'll incorporate both these regions into the empire. Really cool artwork there. I imagine they are Spanish. There's a Spanish cross in the back, right? Enflade Doctrine, right? Great Parliament. Wonderful. In Poland. Just in time for the elections. Next up is the Palace. We're gonna go ahead and build. Each one of the improvements to the center of power. Oh, this one actually increases happiness for nobility. Up until this point, it has reduced the happiness of the... I had the idea of switching out, but like, how on earth am I gonna get the bloody noblemen to rebel against, or like them to revolt, so I can get a absolute monarchy, which I was hoping for, but I guess we'll maybe I'll go the other way around. The first European census. Prussia has become the first state in Europe to conduct a census of its people. Ah, typical Germans. Well, it should be easy for them enough. They only have this area left. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. We're gonna go after these. It's all broken down troops. I think what I'll do is I'll kind of do that. Wait, it's only gonna cost me 177? Did those guys die? Or, I'm going to demand surrender. They do not agree. The thing is, I feel like auto-resolving this could go really bad. But it's so heavily in my favor, and we've already done 2 battles. I'm just gonna go ahead and save this, and then I'm gonna auto-resolve. I am victorious, but I ended up losing 1,300 men, so it wasn't I probably could have reduced that down to like 300 if I actually played the battle. But I guess I saved some time by not doing the battle. Iron workshop? What the crap are they building iron workshops for? No, we'll turn that away, and the barracks will be repaired. We'll build this up. Yeah, exempted from tax. Hopefully we can get this village online. Let's go ahead and repair the mine, put the people to work. They yearn for the mines, and we are ready to continue on here. And then I just need to deal with this. I mean, all of these are remnants from previous battles. What I've actually seen is a lot of Ottoman troops or smaller forces actually made it through the mountain pass and headed down here. So they're not all of them are so willing to defend this area. But here we go for the last and final one. There is no chance whatsoever of the enemy holding out, so I think I'm gonna be very sparse with showing this battle. But here we go, the third final battle. You know what? Out of the 3 battles, this is probably the one that's gonna be the most interesting one, as the enemy is actually fighting as a cohesive force. I need to rearrange my army though, as we're way out of line with the troops all the way out on the right flank. They do get reinforcements. There's 2 spots out there, but as we can see, most of their infantry are gathering right here. I'm gonna have the light cavalry swing around. Currently we've got the gentlemen fighting hard here against armed citizenry. A sword for each man. What do we have here? Kinda hiding. Could be a good spot for archers or the hand bombardiers. Not very good spot for a musket unit, unless they don't want to get hit and don't want to hit anyone. Unless, you know what, they could be firing further down here and actually hitting people. I'm not entirely sure what this Janissary unit is doing, running straight in front of troops. Right, the armed citizenry has been broken. This unit's gonna be most likely broken down by Heos. But the thing is, it's a dangerous situation because the enemy seems to be just continuously walking forward here into the attack, not caring about the fact that they're walking into fire, but also because then we've got these 3 gentlemen guards, is the 3 units that are standing away for seemingly their entire army, which is coming down here. The Hungarians should deal with the faithful. Ooh, elephants. It's not a lot of them, but there's some of them. I want to see if we can get Dylan's infantry to get rid of this unit. Or if they can march up. Sustained volleys over here. Hand mortar bastards. Let's organize the cavalry for an attack. Where the lighter guard cavalry heads off to the side. Carbineers moves in for the strike. As these guys turn, these will turn back and we'll hit them from multiple angles. Oh yeah, now I remember, this army is like chock full of these hand mortar people. Oh, was that the elephants? No, it's camel gunners. We were able to surround these bastards, but there's sure more to come. Like this one right here. Jeez, there's so many of them. Get the winged hussars in there and get the light cavalry just stuck in. I don't want to see. That is what I don't want to see. Question is, you know what? Tonight supported by light cavalry could possibly be able to save Jipilu and his troops. And the rest of the line should come in to aid in this fight. Oh, might be time to tell the artillery to hold fire. There's a lot of troops breaking over here. Let's see if we can't... Let's have Jipilu join in here as well. A lot of enemy units are unhappy with the fighting conditions around here. Oh, that's... We're not gonna charge. Bloody elephants. As soon as the cavalry is passed, I should see about ordering the cannons to fire on the camels. Let's have the winged hussars move in. I saw they were trying to set up spikes. I don't think they were able to do it. Well, the 2 guard units did actually, or the gentleman guards, did actually manage to fight their way through there by the aid of the light cavalry. Okay, now open up with the artillery. What happened here? It became a complete mess in among the Lithuanians. The Lithuanians were hard pressed by enemy cavalry, which I unfortunately took little note of. The light cavalry completely routing this force over here. Actually go back to get rid of the squad of fighters. Let's actually see if I can get the hussars out of there, because there's so much fire going all down all sides. But I think as soon as we get the main elephant rider, once we get Mr. Dumbo, once he's cut down, I think I'll declare this a victory, because I have successfully, you know, routed most of these to the point where very little of the reinforcements is even seen. Okay, the elephants are leaving. Alright, light cavalry heading this way, heavy cavalry heading this way. And let's have the infantry now start to advance on the enemy. All of the Hungarians to advance, all of the grenadiers to advance. The light troops, light cavalry to strike. Stupid archers. I don't know where you're going tonight, but oh, it was a ruse. They were pretending to run this way, and then at the last second turn around. Order the cannons to fire on troops back here as the light cavalry runs down a multitude of enemy troops around the area. Where did the elephants go? Did they die, or did they just leave? Where did the elephants go? Kurdish hillman. There's the elephant. And that's definitely not the general. Wait, what the... Whoa. Okay, wait. Why is he... Oh, it looked rather odd. Like he had a big open wound right at his... something. Right. We're done with this. We are clearly victorious, and the enemy has lost. a steadily increasing amount of losses. This time around it's 1600. The interesting bit is that when I said that the battle was over and I declared victory, it wasn't over, and there was actually quite a few troops that was still coming down from the mountains, and a lot of them was those bloody hand bombardiers that they spam. And since my troops have been tired fighting the battle, then marching basically into another one, it took quite a bit to break down those troops. And at that point we have gone so close that cannons couldn't really help. Not that there was a lot of cavalry to shoot at, which is probably the easiest target to kill with cannons. But let's go ahead and take a look at the statistics. Hungarian mercenaries end up in the top for this one, followed by a lot of cavalry, winged hussars, Dillon's regiment. Seems like it's all over the place for this one. Gentleman's Guard, and so on. So there's all over the place. But the best thing is that with this, we kick out the Ottomans. These guys didn't want to leave, but we kick the Ottomans out of Klausenberg, and Transylvania is now under my control. What's this? A religious school. Interesting. They didn't tear down my one. They're very multicultural. They built their own in the north instead. So we're promoting both here. Interesting. We're gonna bury this one though. Interesting. This one upgrades just to 2 different levels. The European goes to 3. I wonder if they increase at the same level, or if the European is better. Europeans are better at converting culture, or is it the other way around, that the Ottoman gets to their highest level quicker? There'll be a lot of replenishing to do and a lot of consolidating to hold these regions, and then to rout the Ottomans that are left. But for the next one, we'll actually have to take a look at where we're going next. Now, I have sent a spy down to Constantinople to take a look at that, and it looks like, seems like they've kind of fixed this. I don't know if they've said anything about that, but it looks like it kind of fixed this area, because the Ottoman troops seems to be going through. So that's like a major problem usually for... Oh, I've been talking so much, you can probably hear it a bit in my voice. Greece is completely open. That would be a pretty nice target, unless the Venetians get in there first. Although I think they might be allied with the Venetians. The Venetians at war with... Yeah, they are. The Venetians are allied with the Ottoman Empire. Oh, Venetia has lost its home capital to the Austrians? The Austrians took that. Oh. I have given path access to the Austrians, which enabled their attack on the Venetians. Not the great planning in terms of how the provinces come together, because we have the Austrian province right here, but the road in between their port and the actual province capital goes through my territory. Like, a lot of the road actually goes through there. It's a little bit better in Napoleon, because then the road, of course, actually is connected within the territory and doesn't go through another one. But then we have that. Right. There's been 3 battles. I was hoping I'd do a quicker video or something, but looks like we got another hour, boys. And I should not linger here and talk about nonsense, which I've done far too much. So, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.